In my opinion, the documents that were found in Mar-a-Lago, Trump, with his special master appointee uh, request, can not use conf- uh, confidentiality with his lawyers. Because if evidence shows in those documents that he obstructed, and those documents were part of him obstructing the Robert Mueller report, obstructing the committee investigation to the Ukrainian quid pro quo while he was president, vetting out the investigations, then he cannot claim lawyer presidential confidentiality as an excuse to retain those documents. Also, if Giuliani, like Steve Bannon, already was caught on tape saying that Trump was going to steal the election, Trump got caught in Georgia saying to find votes that weren't there, for he can, like he said, I need uh, the number of votes and one on top of that to put me over the top. That's what he was saying while he was recording the Georgia, uh, pressuring the Attorney General of Georgia to do. And so Steve Bannon, like I said, was strategizing with Trump before the 2020 elections. And they already knew what they was going to do to steal the elections. So he can't claim lawyer confidentiality with Giuliani or Sidney Powell or the lawyers that he was using to vet out the Mueller report or obstruct the impeachment of the Ukrainian quid pro quo. All of that is being that he can't hide behind all those documents. Either have presidential confidentiality because I was the president, or my or these people were my lawyers. Therefore, I got an excuse to keep the papers. He can't do that because if his lawyers was obstructing the FBI the first time when the FBI requested documents and Trump lied and told his lawyers, "Hey, I I um I gave you everything I have." And then it took the FBI to do intel intelligence to realize that Trump was lying through his teeth and their lawyers were lying through the teeth. So that means that uh, they were uh, defying and undermining a legitimate investigation. Because those archives have to do with national security too. Don't forget about what I'm pointing out to y'all as far as how China and Russia hacked into the Pentagon and was able to bleed out uh, intel that gave them the advantage on the hypernuclear race for nuclear weapon technology, missile technologies, and hacking into America's communication systems. In other words, Trump, or not to mention the corruption between Exxon interests and Carl Icahn, using Trump to make the White House into a get-rich Ponzi scheme for themselves, while they hypocritically say that they were making America great again. So all that into consideration, I don't think the special master has any position to vet out any documents from the DOJ investigation on the Mar-a-Lago seizing of documents. So while Steve Bannon was plotting with Trump to steal the election, and Giuliani and Sidney Powell and the other lawyers that were lying to cover up the FBI from finding the archives that Trump was containing of obstructing not only the election, obstructing the investigation of the Mueller report, obstructing the second impeachment on the quid pro quo that endangered America's national security. Um, so business racketeering with Exxon and Carl Icahn to enrich themselves in the White House, all that disavows Trump's public presidential privilege of confidentiality with those documents. Also, their lawyers had to recuse themselves in the Mar-a-Lago investigation because Trump was using these lawyers to vet out and prevent the FBI and lied and mislead the FBI in confining this record. So Trump was obstructing because he knew that these archives might incriminate him or might intend to incriminate him. He knew premeditatively, he knew that these documents, he was hiding his corruption and abuse of public office. And so he knew that he didn't want to go to prison for it. And so it's like kind of like Nixon. If Nixon wanted to hide his tapes because he didn't want the committee members to have it. So it's evidence of a crime. When it's evidence of a crime or evidence of abuse of public office or evidence of business racketeering or evidence that it might endanger the national security of this country, and not only this country but other countries when it comes to nuclear weapons. So all of that in consideration, the special master cannot sit there and say, well, he has confidentiality, lawyer confidentiality documents and weed them out because it's part of a bigger picture that shows beyond the preponderance of a doubt that Trump is obstructing justice. He's using lawyers. He's misleading his lawyers in the pursuit of covering up his crimes. So when the lawyers are embroiled in the midst of a crime, that can implicate the lawyers enough to get the lawyers to recuse themselves from representing Trump. So there's no avenues for Trump to claim possessions of any one of these documents that were seized at Mar-a-Lago for those reasons that I have explained.